Now when it goes to the secondary market, now when secondary market arises, when a new share become an old share, when a new share become an old share, when it become old, within second it can become an old. I sold it to you, you are selling to someone else. Okay, so secondary market, when we talk about the secondary market, here comes the role of a stock exchange. Stock exchange comes into picture in the secondary market only. Now what the company will do, na? A company, I told you, my company, after giving you shares through IPO, I will list my company in any of the recognized stock exchanges. Any of the recognized stock exchanges, either like Bombay Stock Exchange or National Stock Exchange, NSE or BSE. We call that as listing. A company, if it is listing in a stock exchange. If a company is listed in the stock exchange, what is the advantage? Now trading can happen in relation to that company's share. So listed companies, try to understand that what is listed and non-listed companies. Listed companies are those companies which are listed in the stock exchange. It means that their shares can be traded. So stock exchange is a platform where companies' shares can be traded. Now if you want to sell the share or purchase more share, it will happen in the stock exchange, in the secondary market. So stock exchange role is that. I told you, now you can't pay, I will not take it back. Normally when I issue shares to you, I will not take it back. Now if you want to sell it, I am going to list it in my stock, means any of the stock exchange, in that stock exchange, people are there to purchase it. Based on the demand of that share, you may get a better price, or if the demand is low, share price will be low. So this is how the secondary market. So try to understand that stock exchange is a secondary market platform where already issued shares are traded. Okay, so this you keep in mind. So primary market, secondary market, primary market, secondary market. Now regarding the stock exchange, see, we don't need to go in detail regarding stock exchange. Just have an idea about two important stock exchange. Have an idea about two important stock exchanges in India. One is Bombay Stock Exchange and the other is National Stock Exchange. BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange, and remember the rules which I taught you earlier. BSE and NSE are pair. No, these are the two major stock exchanges in India, means they are pair. There is a chance that UPSC, what they will do, they will swap their features in questions. So we have need to be very clear with it. Now regarding Bombay Stock Exchange, it was set up long back in 1887. Year is not important. Year is not at all important. But what is important is, try to understand that it is the oldest stock exchange in Asia. Where? Oldest stock exchange in Asia. Only in Asia, not in the world. The world's oldest stock exchange is in Amsterdam. That's also factual. Earlier they asked a question. But for time, we just have an idea. BSE is the oldest stock exchange in Asia. Amsterdam Stock Exchange is the oldest stock exchange in the world. And regarding NSE, it was set up after economic reforms. 1993, after economic reforms it was set up. Now regarding, try to understand that lot of companies are listed in Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock. Lot of companies, different index are there. But for us, in Bombay Stock Exchange, the top 30 companies, see, I told you, there are lot of lot of companies are listed in the Bombay Stock Exchange and in the National Stock Exchange. Lot of companies, large size company, mid size company, small size companies, all are listed. But among the 30, see in Bombay Stock Exchange, the top 30 large company in terms of market capitalization. This term is very important. You might have seen it in 2 days back news. Market capitalization. What is that? Market. Have you seen in the news? Market. It's very simple. Market capitalization. What is the news about market capitalization? ITC. Have you read the news? What is the news? Tell me. ITC became the second largest company in relation to market capitalization. Now what is this market capitalization? Market capitalization means how much capital a company have raised, the total value of the shares in the stock exchange. For example, imagine ITC have 1 lakh, it has more shares, 1 lakh shares. It has how many shares have been listed? 1 lakh shares, 1 lakh shares. And the price of each share is 250 rupees. So what will be the market capitalization of ITC is 250 into, so 250 lakh is its market capitalization. So how you can calculate a company's market capitalization? See the number of shares, multiply it with its price. See, every share will be having a price. You will get the market capitalization. So in terms of market capitalization, ITC have beaten HDFC and one more company. Just have an idea. Just read it. Even though it is factual, since it has come in the news, just have. But have an idea what is this market capitalization is all about. So again, market capitalization, it's there. It's given in the material. Last page you had given. Now try to understand that in terms of market capitalization, the top 30 companies in Bombay Stock Exchange have made an index. Regarding index, keep an idea. Index are what? What is the specialty of an index? They are specialized weighted average. Index are specialized weighted average. Okay, it's a weighted average of certain items. So in this case, here items are companies shares. Okay, so so there are lot of index in Bombay Stock Exchange and in Bombay Stock Exchange and in National Stock Exchange. But for us, what is more important? The topmost index. In relation to Bombay Stock Exchange have a very important index, what is called as Sensex. Bombay Stock Exchange have a very important index, what is called as, this is what it comes in the newspaper almost daily. You see Sensex. So what is Sensex? It is an index of Bombay Stock Exchange. Now since it is an index, it should have certain companies. How many companies are there in Sensex? 30 companies. In Sensex, how these companies are selected? Based on their market capitalization. So the top 30 companies will be there in the Sensex. And do you think that every company will be having equal weightage? No. Every company will not be given equal, it will be proportional weightage based on, again, on market capitalization. That all these things will be done by Bombay Stock Exchange, not our head to put on into it. Just have an idea. All the 30 companies will be having different weightage. Some companies will be having more weightage in this index. So that's why I called it, it's a specialized weighted average of topmost 30 companies. So this Sensex shows the mood of the Bombay Stock Exchange. So even the 30 companies are there, the market capitalization of this top 30 companies is so huge. That's why, and if you take the rest of the all other companies, they can't match this Sensex company's market capitalization. Okay, so regarding this 30 companies, these basic things you keep in mind. First of all, now regarding Sensex, you are hearing the news now regarding Sensex. Like sometimes you see that Sensex increasing, Sensex decreasing, yes or no? Okay, what is this? Why Sensex increases or why Sensex decreases? It's in relation to the, what is the Sensex? It is the shares. It is the shares of these 30 companies. Now, if the majority of the company means out of these 30 companies, do you think that all the 30 companies share have to increase for the Sensex to increase? No. Again, it is weighted. Which company is having higher weightage, their increase will be affected. Okay, now try to understand, if you take the out of the 30 companies, if majority companies according to the weightage is increasing, then Sensex will increase accordingly. And similarly, Sensex fall in that manner only. Suppose a company with the highest weightage, suddenly means have a crash in the stock price, in their share price. Rest of the 29 companies are okay, not they are going or they are constant. What will happen to Sensex? It will fall. It will show a drastic fall because other companies have not decreased, but they are moderate, they are constant. But the company with the highest weightage have fallen drastically, then Sensex will fall. Just have an idea. It's very important. Question have been asked in relation to Sensex. That's why I'm explaining in detail. Similarly, regarding National Stock Exchange, it is having a very important index, what is called as Nifty. So National Stock Exchange major indexes Nifty, and it consists of, see the last 3 words or the last 4 words, N replace it with F, what will happen? 50. So it is having 50 companies. Nifty is an index of NSE 50 is 50 companies. It's very important. It's even though it is a fact, but it's a very important fact. Sensex 30 companies, Nifty you will not forget. Why? Nifty 50. Okay, so again same thing. Here instead of 30 companies based on market capitalization, 50 companies will be selected and an index will be made. That is what is called as Nifty Solar. Now answer this question on Sensex. 2 times they asked a question on Sensex. Question number 13, 1-3. Question number 1-3, 13. See, any keyword is also there in it. You will get the answer. It's an ABCD question. Don't jump to your answer. Read all the 4 choices and then get the answer. What is the problem with choice A? All. It's not all companies. Choice B, 2 are there. It's National Stock Exchange, so we can reject there itself. Choice C, it looks convincing, but we have to confirm it by reading. A and B is not the answer. Let's read the choice D. A rise in price of shares of all companies belonging to a group of companies registered. Again, all companies. That is also, so you can eliminate. So even though you know C is the answer, but You can eliminate A, B and D and then get the answer. Then see the question number, again one more question on Sensex they asked, question number 10, question number 10. Even though it is a 3 statement question, but UPSC have set a very difficult choice. Now read the first statement. First statement is correct? No. Why? It is 30. What it has done? It has put Nifty's company's number. So first statement is wrong. So you can eliminate only one choice. Only one choice. That's why I told you it's a tough, difficult choice they had put. But at least you can eliminate choice B. What about choice? Second statement. It is given proportional weightage. That is correct. That statement is correct. Then what you can eliminate? Choice D you can eliminate. You can eliminate choice D. Because choice D says that none, but 2 is correct. Then third statement. Third statement is Amsterdam. It's wrong. It's not New York. So answer is 2 only. Answer is 2 only.